Hey everybody, so we're going to talk about the next topic of starting to learn to move our arms and move our legs. Now we're going to focus on the stroke front crawl, commonly known freestyle. So that's what we're going to work on first. Now these are basic skills for swimmers who are still learning to swim. So first thing we really want to work on is getting that overarm recovery, bringing those arms up and over the water. So whenever I'm working with my kids, I will sing to them like row, row, row your boat, or I'll do ice cream scoops. They're picking their favorite ice cream. And what's great about thinking about ice cream is ice cream a lot of times is frozen, right? So we want to make sure we scoop hard with ice cream. Well, when you swim, you want to have nice strong pulls in the water as you're moving through the water. So when you're working with your kiddos, have them work on bringing those arms up and over the water and really pushing that water all the way back. Now, say you're with a kiddo who is not quite independent yet, there's a few different ways to hold your kiddo. So what I'm using is a kickboard since I don't have a kiddo with me. This is their head, so just kind of imagine that they have their other body parts like their arms and their legs down here. So when I'm holding the kiddos, a lot of times what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold across their back. So then that way they're swimming that forward and they're moving those arms as they're swimming. Another way to do it is, especially if they're really young and they haven't quite learned to move their arms independently, I'll take their arms and I'll move them as they come across the water. So I'm hand over hand, moving those arms, singing a song, playing a game, but just starting to work on that muscle memory. So you've got something to work with some of those younger kiddos and some for those older kiddos just having to work on those arms. Now, let's talk about kicks. Our kicks that we do is called the flutter kick. So we want to have nice relaxed legs, loose ankles when we're doing this. Big thing that we want to see is nice straight legs all the way behind them, and they're moving them up and down, okay? Now remember, it's nice loose ankles, so we're not trying to make them super pointed, and we're not trying to make them super flat and flexed. So they're just nice and loose, and they're moving up and down. You notice how my kicks, you see some white water, you see some splashing, and they're nice and smooth. What we don't want to see is really big kicks moving all over the place, you know, or kicks that are all the way underwater, and they're kind of touching the ground. You want it to be right here at or near the surface of the water, nice and straight, loose and relaxed. And something that you can start to work with them as well is, again, getting that face in the water, blowing bubbles, even practicing that breathing like this. That way they're starting to work on a couple things at one time as they're doing that practice. Now, when you're starting to put it all together, y'all remember how I talked about how I hold kiddos right here to the side? The reason why I do that is I want to allow them to have the opportunity to move their arms and to move their legs. Another thing that I a lot of times do is if the kiddo were to face me while I'm swimming and they have their arms and I'm holding their hands, what I will do is I'll move their hands so then that way they're thinking about just kicking their legs, you know? And then that way I'm swimming, they're swimming, and then whenever we come back, we put it all together, those arms, those legs, that breathing all together. Every kiddo's different. Everyone learns at a different pace. Do one skill at a time, then add a second skill, and then put it all together. I hope everybody has fun. I hope these tips help. If you have any questions, reach out to us at the JCC, or also check out the American Red Cross online. Have a great day.